Hi everybody, Marianne Visser here from Journey to Your Best. So I've been going through the mom stages and I've been going through each level as our roles as moms change, as our children go through the different stages and the ages that they're at. So I've gone through the caregiver stage, I've gone through the top manager stage, the advisor stage, which brings you up to the teenage stage, that's up to the teenage, and then when you get into the friend zone, and now I am at the caregiver reversal stage, and that's the stage where hopefully not too soon from now, but you find yourself in a time when you yourself needs to be cared for, whether you are ill or you just old age and you just can't care for yourself anymore. There's many reasons that can happen. But your children are older at this point when you get to this stage, and they are hopefully in a position to help you out, and that they would step up and do that. So the reason I call this the caregiver reversal stage is as early as when your children were babies, and I called it the caregiver stage, you were their caregiver. And in that stage, you taught them, and you started teaching them, actually you taught them all through their lives, unconditional love, because you loved your children with unconditionally, no matter what. And you've taught them that. You taught them to be independent, and you taught them how to care for others. And how you did that was you cared for them their entire lives, even when you were in the friend stage or when they're in the teenage stage, when they didn't need you as much as when they were younger. You taught them all these skills. So now that when you get to the stage where you need to be cared for, you've taught them all those skills. You've taught them to be unconditional in their love for you. So rest assured that if you've done all these stages that I've been talking about in this series, that your children will step up and they will help you out and they will care for you as you cared for them when they were young. So this is a tough time. This is a hard time for you when you get to that stage. And I don't know, some of you may be in that stage with your own parents where you are in the caregiver role. So you know how tough it can be. And so I'm just kind of going to go over some of the things that I think you should do if you feel that you're getting close to that stage, or not even close to that stage, because you never know, things can happen where you can get into this stage unexpectedly. But things that you should do to think about, at least to prepare for this. So you should make your wishes known. And how do you do that? That's whether you do a donor card, make sure that that's there. Make sure that you have one single spot where all your insurance papers are and all of the things that you have are, so that it's easy access. If you're a young mom or a young person, you should be preparing savings, life insurance, that type of thing, so that the people that are around are equipped to deal with situations that happen. So if you have RSPs, make sure that's all together, so that your children, as they're trying to care for you, know where those items are. So you should, if you don't have a will, you should have a will, and it should change. So when you have young children, you're not going to put your children as your beneficiary or your the person to care for your items. That would probably be your husband or your parents or whatever. But as you get older, those items change. So make sure that you're prepared for that. Make things like, I mentioned the donor. Make sure that, where you want to be if you get to that stage where they can't care for you, but they can care for you in a home. So look, at some of them and say, even early on say, you know, I would never want to go into a home, but you can say that, but there's situations where that is the only possibility. So say, you know, I would like this, I would probably like this, I find this to be acceptable. So just make, not in a morbid conversation, but just a conversation where you know your likes and dislikes now, so that when you're capable of saying it and when you're capable of doing that, that you do that. So it, yeah, so it's just, it's a hard stage all the way around, but know that you've instilled your kids with the ability to do this, and hopefully they step up and they do this because you've taught them those skills. So I'm just going to go over all the stages again that I went through. That brings you to this stage where you've taught your children to care for others and to be responsible and respectable people in this world. So, like I said, in the caregiver stage, you taught them unconditional love and independence. In the top manager stage, you've taught them how to manage themselves with your assistance by you managing them. And giving them a little bit more independence as they went along. And in the teenage stage, you were their advisor, and you gave them more responsibilities, like getting part-time jobs and helping out a little bit more around the house, and where you were there to bounce ideas off of. When they're into the friend stage, you were their friend, and you were there for them when they needed you, and you will always be there. And then the last stage, the caregiver reversal. I hope these tips have been insightful to you. Again, I'm not a professional, but I just